Alright guys, today we're going to be reviewing the market. I'm going to be listening to music. As always, this is going to be more of a chill stream. I did want to address someone who passed away today. I don't know much about it. I just saw some videos, one from Gotham Chess, one from Penguins, but I just saw that Daniel Naroditsky passed away. I have no idea what happened, but just crazy because he was young. Was not that came out of nowhere. Like I was not expecting that, and it just goes to show how precious life is. I mean, he was one of the top 5, 10 chess players in the nation. He just passed away out of nowhere. So just thought I would give the title, put his name in the title to honor him a little bit, because that's just crazy. But anyway, let's go ahead and review the market. What up, Ethan? So, wow, today really was actually crazy beautiful. Now, I kind of already looked at all this, but for anyone who's watching this in the future, who's like wanting to know what happened in the morning, this was just beautiful. We had an amazing 2022 model where we had the new week opening gap, and I'm marking it out from this old high here. This is how you get it more precise, by the way. From this old high prior to the gap to this old low before the gap. And you can see how this is actually a more precise way to mark it out. And so, bang. Manipulation. We go below midnight. We go below later on we go below 7:30, 7:52. Let's get rid of this. And then I was showing everyone in the Discord, in the Trade Opportunities channel, like, guess what happens, right? Exactly when time and price align, we hit this fair value gap, which is the 2022 model, right? We broke structure. Liquidity sweep, break of structure. So do you see it? Liquidity sweep, break of structure. And this one's a 2022 gap as well. Both of these are. But this one was cool because this one was in the fair value gap partition. I'm not going to pull that up. Actually, you know what? Fine. Just to show you, right? Up one more. So this one, see how this fair value gap here is in the fair value gap partition? That means it's aligned with gold block as well. So we had we were aligned with quarterly theory. We're below every single true open. We were aligned with gold block. Fair value gap for the 2022 model was in the GB partition, and then basically we get like a 10R out of this, which is just insane. But anyway, that's something that I just wanted to mark out. But let's move on because I kind of want to, move on here and actually review things that I personally have not looked at yet because I've already looked at this. So, one thing, as always, that I get curious about is anytime we tap a new week opening gap, I always wonder, like, do we get SMT into that? Let's see. No SMT there. Oh, and I should be listening to music. I thought I had music playing. I guess it stopped. Okay. So, yeah, I was thinking we had SMT there. I guess maybe we don't. No, not SMT. No, yeah, that's what I was saying, actually. That I was saying SMT. We do not have SMT here. Unless, do you guys see SMT? It's like Dora the Explorer. Do you guys see SMT? I don't see SMT, bro. I think that there was an SMT with this new week opening gap, which is somewhat surprising, but also it's just how it happened. So Wonder if we had a precision swing point at the low. Right, we dig way deep into this, by the way. Whoa. Yeah, I think this one was red, green. That's very interesting. We might want to mark this out a little differently. Maybe like this. Anyway, let's move on. But there might have been a precision swing point at that low. The tricky part about today is, like, besides the 7:30 entry, like, I'm going to be real, guys. What other opportunities were there? I mean, I could look at gold today. I mean, I obviously knew that we could get an opportunity out of this 5 or 15-minute gap in continuation. But it's not my type of trade, right? I prefer getting in at the low, not when we're already all the way up here. In hindsight, sure, maybe you could have taken this 5-minute for value gap. Yeah, in hindsight, I guess this actually was pretty good. And then 30-second change and stayed out of this. Oh, never mind. This was market open. Okay, just kidding. I mean, obviously, you could try and YOLO it, right? You could theoretically try and YOLO it, and it would work. That's the cool thing about this, is this would actually work. But I don't know. We maybe need to use 15-second change in state. Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't take a gamble on that personally. It's kind of cool that it did work though. Like, kind of goes to show, like, sometimes you can gamble market open like that and then hit like a 20R. If you get it right at that first 5 seconds of market open, you can, like, honestly, you can kind of gamble it, and you can hit a 20R as long as you. It's kind of like, I don't know. That's a skill of its own, honestly. Just gambling market open, being able to put a tight stop loss and gamble it. I don't know. That's probably not what I would do, but okay. Let's see what people are saying. No one's saying anything. Okay. So, as I said, my AirPods are charging, so I just gotta wait for them to charge. Maybe 5-second. Yeah, if you took a 5-second change in state, like this is like some Han Solo shooting Greedo type reaction that you would need to have. But I actually think the 5-second, if you took the 5-second, then this would actually be pretty good. See, I would definitely consider taking this on the 5-second, and then we'd have to align this with like a 1-minute gap. So it's the power of quick reaction time. Just combine this. I mean, guys, I don't mind it because it's definitely AMD. I know it's kind of like a jokish type trade. Like, it's not like you can't be serious, but like, if you could have this reaction time on the 5-second, you don't even need the 1-minute gap, by the way. If you see this 5-second closure and we still got this high here, you can pretty easily with conviction say, yeah, well, at least hit this high, and then I can go break even there, and then I'll just see how far it runs. You know what I'm saying? I really do think that that's pretty reasonable. But the thing is, you have to make that decision in such a short amount of time. That's not easy. Where's midnight? It'd be crazy if we took midnight. Nah, midnight and 7:30 we're down there. Oh, but you know what? We were below a 922. That's important. Yeah, what do you guys think? What do you guys what would you guys think if I took this live on stream? It's probably like, what? Yeah, so look, we're below 922, which is the 90-minute true open. We were also below 928, which is the 22-minute true open. So, nice little microscope here. So that's how you get better at identifying manipulation, as you use true opens. Bang. Now, yeah, it looks like it's one of those situations where this looks like, oh, there's no way you could catch that, bro. If you see this 5-second change in state, you don't even need to know that there's a 1-minute gap. You can just see, okay, we have this high here. We're definitely at least going to tap that high. I can go break even at that high or even this high. And then once I get in, and I can get break even, then I can hold it for as long as I want. You could have held this for the entire day if you wanted to. If you so really badly wanted to, you could have held this for the entire day. And my point with this is like, right? It's like Han Solo and Greedo. Like if you can just catch one entry and identify the manipulation, you're gonna get in. You're gonna get in on the entire day. And that's power. That's power. It's like who can shoot the gun faster? Once you shoot that gun, you're in. You're in. Bang, you're in. Dead. This is literally a gun duel right here. You see what I'm saying? Like obviously kind of it feels unrealistic, but like if this is your style, you could definitely pull this off. And I mean, this could be really actually your style. And once again, I don't even need to know that there's a 1-minute gap. I can just see this 5-minute change of state and say, okay, yeah, we are going to at least go to this high. I can go break even there. You get what I'm saying? You see that? It's not 5-minute, 5-second. Once again, you don't even need to see that there's a 1-minute gap. Like I can just tell When we get this 5-second displacement candle, we should at least go to this high. You can go break even here, or even lower up, like right here. Like I'd go break even here. You see what I'm saying? You see how you could use this? You're starting to get it, right? Now, I'm not saying it's easy, but if you were just sitting here waiting on that market open, bang, you catch them in the dust. Bang. I don't know if that's the word, but you get what I'm saying? Let's include the fourth standard deviation. So 9:30. Flow state close. 1 minute aligning with the 5-second. Once again, I don't even need to see that there is a 1 minute gap. I can just see, okay, we had accumulation, we had manipulation, we have a 5-second change in state with a quick break even spot. I'm gonna just enter on the change in state. That's because the issue might be you might not know if there's a 1 minute key level. You could just see that 5-second change in state and just go boom, shoot him in the dust. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if that's the right word, but 9:30 CISD close, 5-second, bang. You see what I'm saying? Actually, let's make sure that I screenshotted this correctly. What up, Trade Intuition? How's it going? And like for someone who doesn't really understand these markets, this trade might not make sense to them. That's fine. They don't need to understand it. We understand that, yo, market open, we are gonna at least hit this high if we get this 5-second displacement candle. So I can go boom. I can shoot you, not necessarily shoot. Hopefully I don't get demonetized or something. But like I shoot, and basically maybe you don't go break even right there. Maybe you go break even here. Either way, market open is gonna deliver price. So this is just a reaction time type of game right here. In all honesty, I can just tell based off of liquidity and AMD that we're gonna expand here, right? Okay. I like that. I like it. I might go on a little break. But this is kind of like this right here. Matt, people really think these markets are random. I'm sorry, but they're letting dumb money really be dumb, bro. They just I don't know how to explain it. Like they when people say things that are stupid, they're just like, okay, stay stupid while I keep knocking you out. I mean, money runs the world. They don't care if you know how these markets work. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's not random, bro. It's not. All right, taking a little break. Okay, let's keep going. Once again, guys, this is more of a chill stream. Question: why do you post trades that already played out in the trade opportunities channel? What you're showing are trades that already happened and no setup was provided. Just wondering. No. Trade intuition. Trade opportunities. Look, this is for recording opportunities you notice throughout the day. Trade spotting is for if you see something light bulb in the moment, send it here. And so basically, if I see an opportunity in the moment, I'll put it in trade spotting. If I see an opportunity that I liked in hindsight, I'm going to put it here. Makes sense? So, like, they're two different things. I've never called anything out because usually when I'm calling stuff out, it's usually because it's live. So, all right. Okay, I'm gonna unplug that. All right, let's keep going. So, as always, this is kind of cool. Like, what other opportunities were there in this price action? That's the question, right? Because, like, obviously, there was limited opportunities. There really was limited opportunities. To argue that there wasn't limited opportunities is ridiculous, right? Because, you know, we did get the 2022 model here. We got a second 2022 model here, so this is one for value gap. I mean, you could mark it out like however you want, honestly. Like, you can mark it out like that or like that. For the sake of, since you were asking that question, let's just mark out that for value gap like this. So we have one gap here, and then a second gap here, and then, yeah, let's mark this one out like this. And then we get distribution, right? Yeah, actually, you know what? Let's mark it out like this. But the issue with this, right? The reason I'm not saying this wasn't a great opportunity, it was. You just had to be on the charts at 7:30 Eastern, which is 5 a.m. my time, which is not normally when I'm on the charts. That's the issue, right? It's not, and that's the main issue with trading is, like, are you going to be on the charts when the best setup happens? So it really is the issue, though. Right, you can see, and then we have another for value gap. This is exactly what algorithmic displacement looks like, guys. Algorithmic displacement towards the draw on liquidity that's higher. And I knew that we were going to have all this happen where we're going to respect every gap, but it's like, it's difficult because when I was trading, it was in this price action right here. Then this gap, the only option to take a trade out of this gap was to take it on that 5-second chart. Other than that, you'd be entering too high. So you get the issue with how there wasn't a ton of opportunity if you were trading the post 8:30 type of trades, because you can see 8:30, after 8:30, the only opportunity was this gap. And then when we got that gap, it was a 5-second change in state. That was the only opportunity. So it gets very tough. Like, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like there were opportunities in here when there weren't, right? It was kind of a pre-8:30 type of day. And that makes it hard, right? It just makes it hard. And yeah, there wasn't any SMT at that low, which is crazy. What up, Cave? How are you, bro? Okay, I think I posted a BTC chart yesterday, just trying to figure out where to post. I probably posted in the wrong spot. Yeah, you're totally good, man. Anytime you see opportunity, yeah, anytime you're looking at a possible trade, I'd say, that's for trade spotting. Anytime it's like a review of a trade, put in trade opportunities. But yeah, what up, Cave? I should maybe make that more clear, but I'll do that later. It is crazy there wasn't SMT at the lows. Not even any SMT. Oh, you know what? Maybe Maybe it was because there was a. It's always possible there was a hidden SMT. I don't talk about this a ton. Actually, I don't even know if I've ever talked about this. Okay, hang on. I don't even know if I've ever talked about this, honestly. Like, but we might have had a hidden SMT with this low here. It's the only thing I can really think of. Nope. So hidden SMT is when you get SMT with the bodies and not the wicks. But we didn't get it. So, I don't know, man. I don't know why there was no SMT at all there. That's honestly pretty surprising, but it kind of makes sense because the market was so bullish. And then, yeah, after we expand, we consolidate. And then, yeah, today was hard. Not much opportunities. I don't know how those people in that competition did it, honestly. Let's take a look at London. Just for fun, because, like I said, what opportunities were there really in New York session? Let's be real. Unless you stayed on the charts until 12 or 13 o'clock, and even then it was chop and it's not high probability. But London looks like you might have options. So I'm going to take a look at London. I actually really don't mind it, and I am going to possibly start watching London. Like, maybe periodically, like waking myself up in the middle of the night to check London. Because I have an alt account for specifically trading London. And the main issue is like waiting for price action to form. So if I see that there might be an opportunity forming, I have nothing against taking a trade in London. So we had midnight, 1:30. Yeah, let's take a look at London. Actually, let's go and look in more in detail. There was not a new day opening gap, not a new week opening gap. Maybe let's turn this up just to make sure. There was that. Okay. Let's see if London stat map was a confluence. Whew. That was a 4-hour stat map, not London. What about London? Oh my gosh. That's just beautiful. That is wow. That is beautiful. So I'll show you guys what I'm talking about in a second. But you can see how you can kind of get the idea. We went statistically to where London manipulates on a bearish day, and then down to where London distributes on a bearish day. I'll look at that more in a second. Was there a key level? I don't know, man. If there was, it wasn't obvious. Tough. Yeah, but the point is, right? The point I'm trying to make is that we get a reversal in London, and there was definitely a way to catch it. So we're gonna go in the charts and figure it out. So here's the session manipulation level for London. So this is something to think about. Like, as London has pushed above midnight, pushed above 130, you could say, okay, I'm kind of anticipating us to reverse to get a manipulation and then distribution during New York. This is something you can anticipate. Okay, you're starting to see this form here. So statistically on a bearish day for London, we'll go here. Statistically on a statistically on a bearish day for manipulation, we'll go here. Statistically on a bearish day for distribution, we'll go here. You see why why I like this, right? And then let's drop down an even lower time frame. Note, by the way, note this 5-minute change in state / order block right here. Oh, you want to mark it out like this. I learn stuff every single day. It's crazy. So this order block, mark it out from this up. This is the final move up before this first move down. So this and yes, you can mark it out like this. If you do that, you don't get filled. And so this is so close to this that I would mark it out like this, and then all of a sudden you do get filled. So we have a 5-minute change in state here. And yes, I am now learning that these are change in states when it's just any order blocks to change in state. I'm now learning. Okay, let's go down to 1 minute. So you're starting to see everything line up here, right? We had midnight, we were above that. We had 130. Okay, let's just put a note here. Okay. So, accumulation. All of this was high resistant and becomes low resistant. You see? So this was high resistant, it becomes low resistant. And actually, it'd probably be better marked out like this, right? Let's actually mark it out with a line. This, very obvious low resistant liquidity. Very obvious. So this is the target. This is the target for London. Low resistance lows. You can see we go there. Okay. So, how do we take a trade? Well, we might need to go on a little bit higher time frame than the 1 minute. So, something you guys may or may not know is within the session, there's 4 90-minute cycles, right? So each of those is going to have a true open. So a lot of time I use the 152 true open, but since there's another 90-minute cycle that starts at 3, you can use 322. You can use 322. And that allows you to filter out the entry for this cycle even lower, right? So we have 322. This is the 90-minute true open. Okay, so now we can filter this down even more. right? Above midnight, above 1:30, above 3:22. And then we have a suspension. Oh my gosh. So yeah, just kidding. I'm not going to use a change in state because this is a stupidly obvious suspension block. That's crazy. Wait, this is actually getting really cool. So guys, you may or may not know what I'm talking about. A suspension block. Is anyone watching? Okay, man, I'm just chilling. Cool, it's just the trade spotting channel was empty, so I was thinking that was the wrong channel to post in. You ever chart posted up that you would have taken? That you would have taken according to your rules, but the trade didn't play out, resulting in a loss? Yeah, it's just part of trading, and you learn from it, you get better. Oh, you're saying, oh, do I post it in trade opportunities? So most people would do that. I personally, the way I see trading is, um, if you take a loss, in my opinion, the market's always right, and I don't like observing trades that are losses. Period. Right? Because why am I observing something that didn't play out? That means that wasn't something that played out in the market. I fall under the camp and belief of the market is always right, and so by cherishing and worshiping losses that are under your rules, I don't think that's actually like. I really only think you should be looking at opportunities that were wins because that's how you filter down your trading to get it to be only wins. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, it'd be cool. It'd be cool for sure. Yeah, I'm just chilling. I'm very much chilling. Cave. So, guys, suspension block. You may or may not be watching ICT 2023 mentorship right now, or 2025 mentorship. But a suspension block is anytime you have like two volume imbalances above a candle and a below a candle. This is really cool actually. I'm really liking this. So, 3-minute suspension block. Whew, this is getting good. So, a suspension block is just two volume imbalances on either side of a candle, essentially. It can be also a fair value gap, it doesn't have to be. It's like a floating house in Minecraft. And it's like it's like a floating island in Minecraft. You know how like those like in Minecraft the blocks stay up. You get what I'm saying? Like the blocks, like suspension blocks in Minecraft, when you build like when you put some blocks and you get rid of the blocks below it, the blocks stay floating. That's a suspension block. It's just like a candle floating, not being tied down by anything. I'm not gonna lie, bro. This is crazy. The precision in these markets is insane, bro. Insane. Now I'm getting hyped, dude. What the heck? Now I'm getting real hyped. So I like to align the 3-minute with the 15-second. This is getting crazy. This is getting crazy. So, London statistical manipulation level, we have a 3-minute suspension block. Observe what happens when we get 15-second change in state. The 15-second change of state occurs where? Well, there's two different ones. There's this one right here, and there's this one right here. Let's just say that you use the lower one, just for kicks. Actually, no. Let's say we use the higher one. Because that one's above 322. This is crazy. Oh my gosh, does this not just get you hyped? Because what? And then we can project out the order block. Project it out. 4 projections. Oh my gosh, could you imagine taking this? And then imagine targeting the LRLR. Oh my gosh, I think if you take this, you're the GOAT of trading. You are the GOAT of trading. Oh my gosh. This is so cool. So for those who don't see it, we have a 3-minute PD array, 3-minute suspension block. We push up into it, get 15-second change in state. We tap the 15-second change in state. We project out the order block. We go perfectly 4 standard deviations down. Four to 1 in like less than a minute. So what is this? What time is this at? 4:09. Oh, bro, I'm gonna wait. No, I thought it was a 369 time. Oh, that would have been cool. 4:09 is not 369. It's 14, 13. Yeah, which is 4. Never mind. Never mind. 409, flow state, retest, 3 minute, 15 second. So 3 minute suspension block, 15 second change of state. It's at 409. Flow state retest, 3 minute suspension block, 15 second change in state retest. Yeah, bro, I just don't do that, bro. I'm reading what you're saying. That's just not, I just don't fall under that philosophy. That's just not what I believe about these markets. I think, I don't, there's 95% of traders out there really do believe, like, I personally think you can't get upset about losses. You got to learn from losses. And I'm not saying losses are bad. There's good losses and there's bad losses and there's great losses. But at the end of the day, the market's always right. And I think the issue is that there's these traders that go into the market that just get very content with losing. And it's not that it's a bad thing. And I'm not saying you have to be able to lose to be profitable. I'm not saying you're not going to lose. You're going to lose, and that's a very important thing to be able to handle a loss. But what I'm saying is, if you want to become a goat of trading, you got to understand that the market is always right, and you got to learn from that. So, that's my opinion. That's why I don't review losses. I review them. I learn from them. I misspoke. I review them. I learn from them, and I study them, but I don't outline them as if I were to take it as a loss. I outline and backtest trades that work. I don't backtest trades that didn't work. That doesn't make sense. Why would I backtest a trade that didn't work? Alright, I'm gonna take another break. I'm gonna send this to Shaney. So I should change this to trade observations. There we go. So I switched it. Trade opportunities is now there. Trade observations is here. That'd be so sick if I hit that live. Yeah, man, what a crazy change in state off a suspension block. Dang, Jen. Whoops, wrong one. You're only seeing what you want to see to make your trading theories work. Okay, bro, I agree to disagree because that's not true. I look at the market pretty objectively and I see what works and what doesn't. I don't need to do that. I'm not gonna argue with you, bro. I get what you're saying, bro. I'm not saying I don't understand what you're saying. I do. I just kind of disagree with that philosophy. Not kind of, I do. I 100% do. How are you gonna? Why would you? You gotta learn from what's working in the market, observe, backtest what is working, and keep doing that over and over again. Keep learning from what worked. That's what you gotta do. I mean, common sense. I don't know. What the crap did TGR just post on Twitter? Bro. Oh my. I am understanding. I'm understanding 100%. I'm not forcing my trading theories to be correct. I'm observing. And I've been observing what occurs. No. Bro, I've been observing what occurs in the market for 27 months straight, bro. I'm not forcing my theories to be correct. These are things that I've learned from observation of the market. Bro. It just kind of makes me a little frustrated because you're trying to say things and tell me things that are not only not helping, but they're just not true. You don't have to study losing trades. You don't have to I mean, you obviously study the losses that you take to learn from those, but you don't study random losing trades just because they followed your model, right? Because at the end of the day, the losers, we do not want to take those. Okay? I don't know. You're not really helping, bro. Wow, look at midnight. Look at this inducement. That's crazy. So I guess there was opportunity at around 6 a.m. today. So maybe let's look at that. Let's take a look at 6 a.m. So you can clearly see we had accumulation, manipulation with SMT, with 90-minute SMT, which is not only 90-minute SMT, but it's partial 90-minute. I mean partial 6 hour. Let's just call it partial 90-minute SMT. It's like I didn't just randomly come up with these ideas. I studied them, back tested them, like I learned about them, I studied them, back tested them, and saw, oh yeah, these make trading and trades, these make trades higher probability. It's not self validation. I look into the market, I observe, I learn from it. I let the market be my teacher. It's not more complicated than that. Looking forward to see every trader succeed. Good night, my friend. Yeah, bro, you're not helping. Good night, bro. I'm sorry to be rude, but like, it's like you, the market's going to be the greatest teacher of all. You have to learn from the market And if you start looking at losses and saying, okay, so my model is more right than the market. That's when you get into toxic. That's when you get into bad situation because the market doesn't care about your model. Your model is not more is not a better trader than the market itself. The market itself is the best trader. Stop trying to frame the market in terms of a model, right? There's no one model besides maybe AMD that describes price action. It's a yeah, there's you just got to learn from it. I don't know. Honestly, I'm just kind of what I'm trying to say is the market is always right. The market is always right. Let's see if this was like a 27 dealing range or something. This is pretty cool. We got a liquidity sweep um, outside the dealing range. It's a pretty good opportunity. It's just frustrating because you'd have to get in right there. That's not easy. I like this 1 minute change in state. Might be best on the 30-second though. So we had midnight, 6:22. And then as far as 22-minute cycles go, we'll have 6:28. We were most definitely above that. And then yeah, the next 22-minute cycle is not till 6:51. Or no, 6:45. Yeah. It's not till 6:45, and then the 22-minute true open will be at 6:51. And look at that. Manipulation occurred there. No session open here. And then I would just take this as a 30-second change in state. But yeah, if I'm trading live, I honestly don't need to know for sure if this is a time-based SMT or not. That's kind of just additional confluence. What matters is like identifying the SMT as fast as possible, and then identifying the 30-second change in state as fast as possible. That's what matters. As far as knowing for sure if it was a time-based SMT, like it's too hard to figure that out in the short term. You just kind of have to identify SMT, clearly see we manipulated midnight, and then take that 30-second change in state right there, and then project out this order block. And I would target the end of the range. Maybe actually I'd target the third. Yeah, like I always say, guys, the secret is patience. It's not easy. Okay. 642. $6.42 CISD close on the 32nd. I might end the stream, guys. Like, I want to keep the stream going, but I don't know. Just kind of just annoyed. Should I keep the stream going? Should I keep backtesting, or should I be done? What do you guys think? Do I keep the stream going, or do I be done? Okay, I think I'll just end the stream. Good night, guys. Peace out.